All right. I think we should be live. Just a few more moments before we jump into the study. Be right back. Gonna get myself some water. So today's topic is going to be a 3-bet pot out of position, small blind versus button on 7-9-3 board texture with the flush draw. And I brought out some buckets here. You can see in the chart sets, two pairs, like sets, two pairs, over pairs, board pair, not flush draw, then just flush draw, straight draw, and all the rest. And if we take a look at the weight frequency, we're gonna see that sets and two pairs, like we rarely gonna have those. So I think it's gonna be more value in training like the main part of our range, like all those hands basically. So for that reason I excluded two pair hands and sets, because I think it's quite intuitive to play those cards, especially considering sets never pot. So for that reason you can see here all the same buckets, but I removed sets and two pairs, and we're gonna start as it is, but down the road we might change also the EVs that we wanna take quiz on. So I'm gonna start the training. I'm also gonna start the vote. You can vote by typing your answer in the chat, just as it is. If you want to check, then type check. If you want to bet half pot, then type small. If you want to bet full pot, type pot. So first hand, over pair with the nut flush draw and with the board pair blocker. What do you think? What could it be? Venus without exclamation mark. Welcome to the channel, by the way, good to see you. But I gotcha, so I also think it's a small bet. Oh wow, we even check it. I guess because we block the board pair and we don't really, I don't know. Let's see, nut flush draw. It's a pretty heavy mix. Let's see the nut flush draws that wants to check. Interesting. Which ones do it bet small? I don't see a clear pattern there. Shadow Maniac, welcome. Go back, go back. Where was I? Not flush draws. Alright, let's dive deeper into finding the pattern. So we check the ones, like we check both with showdown value and without. But without showdown value, they have better playability, I guess. Gather overpairs. So do we check when we pair up? I believe so, yes. Let me see. I think I'm gonna see it better in here. Aces. That has an ace. And also, wait. And those have to have either a 3, 7, or 9. I think that's the correct syntax. So we check 50%, having a pair, board pair with the nut flush draw. What about straight draws? 8, 8, 10, check. Go, go, go. Welcome, welcome. We're just starting out. You are just in time. So I can see reasons for betting pot, like when we block our own outs, like and having reduced playability by holding a pair in our hand. I can see all that. Like that's pretty easily understandable. But when it comes down to betting small and checking, we check naked. No. I mean, here we're gonna go for checkers, right, with those hands. Usually bet small when you have great visibility. Yeah, something like that. So if we have naked not flush draw, it's gonna be a mix, right? But when we have it like less than let's say than a 3, so no showdown value, we're gonna check 70%. All right, that's a good starting point. And then not sure how to put it into syntax. More showdown value. Go 10-10. Those gonna pot. Interesting as we also see ace queen 10 deuce betting pot or betting half pot here. I wonder what's he gonna do. Ace queen 10 deuce versus raise. I mean, it's not a question. I was talking about 10 high flush draw, and even a queen high flush draw. Wow, we bet folding it here. Kind of makes sense. All right, guys. I think let's just move forward. Not gonna spend too much time here. So here we have an overpair, not gut shot, second nut flush draw. What would you do? Would you check, bet small, or pot? I think we can bet small here. We do have like decent backup here. I don't see many reasons to go pot here. What do you think? We want our opponent to continue with a hand like pair plus gut shot, straight draw. We really crush all those hands. Yep. Let's take next one. Naked overpair, like I mean overpair, but then open ender. No spade. We do have showdown value. We do have some kind of backup, but we don't block our opponent continuing range. So therefore, I think we shouldn't be betting this board. And I would go for the check call because we don't want to stack off here. We're never doing great, and we also have a showdown, but we can be beat by kings, for example. So we're gonna go like try to get as cheap as possible to showdown. And we have another 10, and the open ender is not nutted, so yeah, I'm gonna go and check here. It is a check, but I'm interested in why it doesn't load again. I know it's here. So if we had queen 8-6 with a spade, no, 8-6. Wait a second. Never mind, I'm just gonna take a look here. Queen, queen, 8-6. That has spades. We're gonna go small and then stack off. But if we have, we don't 3-bet those. Okay, it makes sense. All right, let's take next one. Overpair, 3 spades with the nut flush draw, not blocking straight draws. Shadow Maniac pots it. Completely agree. Not blocking straight draws and holding 3 spades makes us wanna kind of protect our equity here and get the money in as fast as possible. We're not really benefiting betting small and then seeing many turns being out of position, so I want to go pot here. It is a pot size bet. Next hand, over pair of aces with the bottom board pair blocker and backdoor nut flush draw. Not blocking any of the continuing ranges, so I would actually go ahead and check this hand, as would also do Shadow Maniac. Anybody else lagging, or is it just me? Venus is asking. I'm not sure. Connection seemed to be fine on my end. So I don't know, Venus. Try to refresh the stream. That might help sometime. So we're gonna go ahead and check here together with Shadow Maniac. Well done. Pretty much the same hand, but this time we block top pair from the board. Again, having aces and backdoor, not flush draw. And this time you want to pot it. We also have a 5 of spades. That's also a relevant card. I think I would also be pot calling it here. This time we block continuing ranges. Yeah, we don't want to see turns like. Yeah, that's a pot. Pretty clear one. Again, similar hand, but this time we don't have pair of aces, just the top pair with 3 overcards and backdoor nut flush draw. I think this one is going to check, to be honest. We're on the same side, huh? Yeah, completely agree. It is a check. I don't know what's happening with the suits variations, but I don't see him. Ace, queen, 10, 9. That has a spade in it. So with a spade blocker, we are going either betting small, but mostly potting, 70% potting. And after potting, we're gonna stack off, I believe. let's see what's the difference. If we bet small and get raised, we're gonna fold mostly. I mean, pretty much we're gonna bet fold when we bet in small. We bet into bet fold, but times we're gonna pot it. I don't think we can ever fold it. Wow, we still wait. What? After potting, we stack off. Yeah, with the backdoor flush though, we're of course gonna stack off. That's what I meant. But it's, oh wow, two flush blockers. I mean, the front door flush draw blocker and the back door flush draw blocker. Something to remember, that it's gonna be like together along with the top pair. Pretty much similar hand, but with one spade instead of one diamond. Would be pot fold. Just something to keep in mind. King Jack 10-10. So weak overpair with the gut shot and backdoor second nut flush draw. Interesting. Kinda do have showdown value, but it's pretty vulnerable. I still don't, well, tens blocks continuing ranges here, but we don't have a spade, and that sucks a lot. I think we start by checking here, to be honest. You wanna bet small? You wanna bet fold the sand, Shadow Maniac? I kind of feel like we have like a little bit too much going on here to be bet folding that much equity. You wanna bet what? You want bet to induce and then stack off, or what? What are you betting small for? Bet folding. Okay, I think just too much equity to be bet folded. Like wasting equity, just have good rounds. I know, I really want to check it. I see the reasons for betting as well, but with this specific hand, I know it feels more intuitive to me to check this one, but it is a mix apparently, but mostly solver wants to check it, but there is some betting small with this hand for sure. Let me refresh the poll. There we go. Ace Queen 10-6, just a non-nutted gut shot. I think this one makes it pretty easy check. Not really worth discussing. Middle pair, open-ender, nut flush draw. I think this one is a mix between checking and betting. And if we bet, I think we're gonna bet small. We can go for check raise here. We can bet small. Yeah. You wanna bet small? I don't mind. Let's go for it. Yeah, it is mostly betting. Completely fine. Versus more aggressive opponents, we could go for the check raise more often, I suppose. So this time we have non-nutted gut shot, backdoor nut flush draw, and an overpair of kings. We don't block any of the continuing ranges here, but we do have some kind of showdown value. Shadow Maniac, would you check call or check fold it? And all the rest as well, just let me know. And just Shadow Maniac seems to be the only one to be answering. That's why I'm referring to him personally. Check call. Okay. I would check for sure this hand, but I'd be torn between checking between check calling and check folding. Not folding king on a 9-7-3 board. Well, it's intuitively it feels like a check call, but honestly, like versus population, I don't really mind check folding this hand. It's a little bit nitty, but if you consider that general population understeps in position, so let me rewind it. King 5-4, that has no spades but has diamonds. Oh no, wait, we were checking and faced the bet. It is a mix apparently, but mostly calling, yeah. Really? 4-3, 4-5, yeah, makes sense. Nice, thank you. 4-5. With 4-5, it's a straightforward check call. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I keep forgetting because I have scenes set, like scene hotkeys are set for the numpad. So when I type something from the numpad, I keep switching the scenes in the OBS. With a spade, with one spade. What about backdoor? Spade. Check call with a spade. Check raise with the king high flush, and even with the king flush blocker. I mean, yeah, that's the only hand. Yeah, pretty much. Basically, yeah. It's like one combination that check raises, or two. Yeah, I understand, but yeah. GTO, like, I completely agree about GTO line here being check called, but then we have to take what we learn here being GTO and then apply to the player pool that we all play in, and within that pool this check call will make us way less money than GTO, so if at all. I get it. Folding it, I think it feels more needed than it actually is, because like even when you hit your straight with a 6, it's only gonna be like what, second not straight? No, it's not even a second. Third straight. Like you're gonna be playing guessing game. But nevertheless, let's move forward. With an overpair of aces, bottom board pair blocker, nut flush draw blocker, and backdoor nut flush draw, I think we can justify potting it and stacking off here. Also have an 8 here that blocks continued ranges. Yeah, we wanna go for a pot. What? Check? Wait, what? Do we check raise this one? I suppose. No? Ace, 8-3. With a spade. Got no spades. Check call. Oh wow, that's a hand solver wants to be bluffed bluff catching with, because we have a great like blockers. Well, here we have a board pair blocker. We can leverage our ace of spades on some of the runouts. I'm not sure how much credit we're gonna get with that line. What's the action before the stab? What I mean? We're 3-betting from the small blind versus button, and then we check, and then opponent stabs. That's interesting. So if we take naked ace of spades, that has no spades, we can see naked ace of spades, like, I mean, not really naked, but filtering by only having ace of spade with no flushes, with no flush draws. Being check called most of the time. I mean, all three options are viable. Check is the most frequently chosen option. We have a showdown value in form of aces. We have future blockers. We have backup, and we also can effectively bluff catch, holding straightening blockers and blocking board pairs. I think the combination of having like all those blockers and showdown value makes this hand makes this hand a check call, and we can still leverage ace of spades on a flush complete in runouts. So here we have a wrap, no board pair blocker, no spade. I think wraps, if we take a look, it's a pretty heavy mix, but mostly checking straight draws. I think all wraps are also in there. If we take a look at the spade blocker, c-bet in a spade blocker, I mean c-bet in overall 216, and when we don't have a spade, drops down significantly, so we're gonna check 80%. Go wants to pot it. I think we should need at least like some showdown value here, like a pair of tens. If that was like jack 10 and 8, I would be more likely to pot. As it is, I would just go for the check. It is a check. Don't compete with Shadow Maniac. So wait, we had a similar hand I know we had similar hand, but with the backdoor flush draw. This time we have kings, gut shot, slightly better one, and the front door flush draw. I think really small. I was gonna say pot. Maybe I should go small. Why would I pot it? Oh, it's double gutter. Of course, double gutter. That changes a little bit. Any more suggestions from the chat? Besides Shadow Maniac and Go Go Go? That's actually interesting to see the difference between a gutter and a double gutter. No more suggestions? Then we're gonna go for a small bet. That seems to be fine place. So if we would have the same hand but with a 4-5, which would give us single gutter with spades. So with single gutter, we are more likely to be potting here. But with the double gutter, it's strong enough to go for small bet. Better gutter. Better gutter is like 6-8, no, 5-8. How better gutter you want it to be? With spades, diamond, but no diamonds. Mix between betting small and potting. Yeah, the more backup, the smaller we bet. That is like kind of simplification. So here, overpair, front door flush draw, backdoor flush draw. Also having a 10, which blocks some of the straight draws. Small seems to be fine. Don't see reasons for potting here. Don't think we should be checking here too. I would also go for a small bet. Wait, what? Now he wants to pot it. I mean, still a viable play. You can see the EV. EVs are pretty close, or pretty much the same. Yeah, it's mixed. We're good. King, king, queen, 5. Let me refresh the poll. There we go. I don't know, no real backup besides second nut flush draw. In game, I would go for the pot size bet, c-bet here, but I'm not sure how good it is. So I think not blocking any board pairs and not blocking straight draws, I would go for pot size c-bet because I unblock a ton of his continuing range, and at the same time I have pretty bad playability, so I rather get the money in here, and because there will be many turns that would like I'll be lost on playing out of position. Yeah, I would go for pot. We checked this one. Wow. That's interesting. King, king. It got us. It got us both simultaneously. Let's dive deeper. I think. Wait, king, queen, 5. With a spade. With a spade, but no diamonds. So no backup, just a front door. Second not flush draw. So there is some betting, but mostly check. But then what do? We're gonna check rip it. So do we have to have a pair in order to what? To see bet. That's interesting. Check rip. That's also an option. So let's see at the kings that we check. Kings that are being checked. Wait, checking 60% kings, but then if we remove kings that don't have flush draw. Oh wait, kings that do have flush draw, right? Do we check all king plus flush draw with no pair and straight draw blocker? Kings with spades. And are now checking half of the times. Spades, but don't have 3, 7, or 9. Wait, let's put it this way. If we check faces tab, then there are category of kings that we are going to fold, and that's what I want to see. Like there are kings that we check fold, check call, and then we check raise. So it's pretty obvious that we're gonna check raise the ones with at least a flush draw. That's, I guess, the weakest, but then there is, wait, kings with a spade and the board pair blocker, also going for the check raise. Okay, I can understand that. Obviously two flush draws. That's way too obvious. All right, pretty clear with the check raising. Fine. And then check calling and check folding. More likely to check call, like having some kind of backup in form of at least a gutter, backdoor flush draw, or having two pairs like king plus another pair, two pair 10 basically. All right, check folding. pretty much all the rest naked kings that don't have strong enough blockers or equity to either check raise or check call. Even a hand like ace king king 10 with the front door flush draw blocker and the back door flush draw blocker is going to check fold. Wow. Yeah, with the showdown value in form of kings, with trying to go for the check and see a turn and get closer to showdown. But if we're gonna see a stab, these are just not good to continue. All right, so in this case, we're checking to check raise with a flush draw. That makes sense. More or less intuitive with checking kings there. But then about c-betting, I guess we either need more backup or better blockers to be c-betting. Like we pot with more, like with worse playability. Gutters, 3 spades, sometimes just a flush draw blocker and the gutter. Obviously the more blockers the better, but then going small with a really strong backup, like two flush draws, gutters, or combination of all of this backup. All right, a little bit more clarity here. Ace, queen, queen, 4. I'm gonna answer first. I'm gonna check this one. Just not enough blockers or additional equity to go for bet here, and I'm actually check folding this one. Ace, queen, queen, 4. I believe it should be check folded unless we have a flush draw, which makes a ton of sense. Ace, ace, 10, 6. So holding a gutter, but no spade in our hand, and also pair of aces. Is it good enough to pot and stack off? We saw kings pot in there with the gutter, but then we also had at least one spade pot in there. But what about the aces? Venus wants to pot it. Shadowmaniac, your turn. Go, go, go. What do you think about it? Check, guess we pot with blocker. Honestly, yeah, I don't like any of these options. I don't like potting without having a spade. Like I would prefer to have at least 6 of spades here to be potting. Betting small doesn't accomplish anything, but I think I would actually check this one. And yeah, I would start with a check here. Wait. Alright, he wants to bet fold his hand with this sizing. Okay, okay. Now I see it. Now I like this bet fold. Yeah, for some reason I didn't even consider bet fold in here. I was like, aces, yeah, we gotta continue. Look at the huge distribution. Again, the same problem, and now we're gonna look at the into solver. Ace 10-6 without a spade, right? Is that what we're looking for? Or at? No, they're mostly betting small. And then, wait. Yeah. But then we bet and we fold without the backdoor flush, and we stack up with the backdoor flush now. And without ace of diamond, we pot it, or we bet small and then we never fold. In fact, we bet call. Even with, okay, so the gutter seems to be ready to go here. Same hand with kings. So mix between checking and betting small, 50-50. Potting is pretty much non-existent. Yeah, king, even a hand as bad as king with the gutter is ready to go here with no flush draw blockers. Seem to be loosey goosey versus the population. What do you think? You think it's gonna print in this spot? King with the gutter, no nutted gutter, no flush draw blockers. I don't feel like printing. I think this one is pretty obvious. What do you think? There's a spoiler in the solver. I think it's pretty easy and obvious that 3 spades with an over pair, always want to pot it. This one is interesting. Ace, king, queen, 9. So we do have top pair, 3 overcards, and we do have a Broadway flush draw blocker. I think we've seen similar hands from earlier questions that with the spade blocker we want to pot and stack off here, and without it was, what was it? I don't remember. What was the play without the spade blocker? I'm gonna see it. Really? It's not gonna work again, right? I don't know what am I doing wrong with this software that it doesn't want to show me the seeds variations, but luckily I have solver. Now it's supported with 50 big blinds. Listen, I haven't studied 50 big blinds at all. I don't also play VTB big blinds, but I should be starting because there are many short stacks. Well, like often I face short stacks at the table, so I should actually know. So ace king queen 9. Let's start without a spade. Without a spade, it's a check and then call with a backdoor and fold without. Easy. Done. Remembered. Next one. Ace king queen 9. Like with a flush draw, I think it's pretty easy. It is. It's a mix, check and bet small. With a spade blocker. Okay, we pot with the higher blockers, like with ace or a king, but it's still a mix. It's not 100% pot. So wait, it's actually two flush draw blockers, but primarily the nut flush draw blocker, the front door nut flush draw blocker wants to pot it. So ace or king wants to pot it, and the queen variations are going for the check call option. I mean, call with the backdoor, but this one is gonna be a fault, I believe. Yeah, this one's gonna bet fold. All right, I think that's pretty intuitive. Yeah, just gonna take next one and let me refresh the ball. All right, top pair, open ender, backdoor flush draw. We don't block a spade. We do have some showdown value, we do have some backup, so, and we also need to, like, we don't want to face a raise here. Like, we don't want to bloat the pot, but we definitely want to continue, so I'm going for check here. Shadow Maniac also checks it, and I believe pot with 50 big blinds. All right, all right. You seem to be playing a lot of 50 big blinds, right? I think I know the answer. Only play 50 big blinds, in fact. Really? Wow. Don't you find that there are more like playing 100 big blinds and deeper is more plus EV? Like win rate is higher playing deeper. Don't you find it? You wanna bet small? Bet small, really? Well, I was going to pot it actually. Yeah, it's high, but don't have reverse sims. Betting small, I guess. I don't know. I think like I feel like we need a lot of protection when they have a pair of nines. But at the same time, we do have a lot of backup. I think it's a mix between betting small and potting. I could even see us check raising sometimes. Like I would find in game some check raises for sure with this hand versus some opponents. I don't know, I'm torn between these two options. I would go for pot in game, but I don't really mind betting small. It is a pot. Because we just researched the better hand with the same blocker. Like we figured it out that ace and king high flush draw blockers with top pair and overcards are potting on this board. Pot is looking better now. Maybe it's bet small within 50 big blinds. Ace king 3. So holding. I'm just kidding. Trolling. Kings, bottom board pair blocker, and flush draw blocker. Let me refresh. Check. So we saw kings being checked a ton, like 60 something, 60 to 65%. This one does not have. This one is going for check raise. Was it? Yeah, check raisins. You seem to agree. No? Come on. How do we like differentiate, like when we saw a hand like king with the board pair blocker and single spade is going for the check raise. Why do we have to now change this strategy? Bet fold in this. We don't block continuing ranges that heavily. Like so ace king 3. Mostly checking. All right, that's a good start. Mostly checking. Ace king 3. With the backdoor flush draw would be a pot, and also, I mean, with the not flush draw blocker, and then, well, basically not flush draw blocker is the only relevant card here, which is potting. But then betting small. That's, I mean, the same EV here. You can see 4.9 BB is check EV and 5 BB, which is pretty much the same as betting small, so not really worth wasting time here. Not a big deal. But if we check, we would go for the check raise, right? Was that correct? No. With the king of spades, like with a spade, but no spade. All right. This one has too much showdown value and future blockers to be check raising it. It can bluff catch or turn king into a bluff, potentially. But this one will not have good equity when the money will go in on the flop. There were kings check raising with the spade, but no spade draw. But those had a gut shot. And or two paired hand or a gut shot. Here you can see. Wait, there was one hand, this one, king, queen 7. that is similar to what we just saw, but it's only one combo. Like, just remember that king with the gutter and the flush blocker. Going for the check raise. 8, 9. Well, okay, yeah. All right, I think this one is way too strong. Yeah, completely agree. We potted it, I guess, or bet small and then stack. I don't really like the only thing about double suited aces. What double suited aces? Aces with spades and diamonds. We check the ones that block the opponent's continuing ranges, having board pair blockers or straightening blockers. And we bet the ones that unblock something that our opponent can call with. If that's what was your question. What about this one? What do you think, Shadowmaniac? Ace, ace, king, queen with the king high flush draw. I honestly want to pot it as well. GG. Next one. This one also, no, it does not have a gutter, but it's, I don't know. I would pot it, but I can see why solver could bet small here, but in game I would pot it. And now it is pot, yeah. Nice. Jack, jack, 8, 8. So, weak flush draw, overpair, weak overpair, gut shot. I would honestly pot it right here. I'm glad we are on the same side. And we both right. Queen jack to 9, top pair, gutter, blocker, check call or bet. This one is not so intuitive, right? With this one, we will start to give away sizing timing tells. When you're gonna stop and think more about the hand, like what do you want to do with this one? Like, I'm gonna take it this way, that I don't want to bet fold it. It's like too good to be bet folding, I suppose. But I also don't want to get the money in. No idea. I would actually go for the check call. I think it's like, it has a little bit of showdown value. It has future backup in form of gutter and overcards like that can hit 2 pairs. Haven't studied how to move. I'm gonna check this one. What? I mean, although the EV is pretty much similar with it, like with all these lines, but solver prefers to pot it. Did ace jack 10-9 did pot, but they had ace of spades or any top pair with 3 overcards and ace or king of spades. without spade draw were pot in. This one also wants to pot it. Wow, that's interesting. So ace, I mean 9 that has spade but doesn't have spade draw and is weaker than 2 pair. I guess is that what we want to see. Wait, it should be weaker than 10s. Then no, it still has kings in it. How should I put it then? Weaker than 10. Also not having 2 pairs. Seven, 9, 3, 7, 3. Complex syntax here. You can see a lot of potting going on here with the top pair and some kind of blockers. I mean, is there a pattern for top gutter and top pair? I think it's not even about the gutter. 8, 9 is not an open-ender. 8, 9 queen is not an open-ender. But I mean, if we just remember that 9, 8 plus overs, like the minimum would be to have top pair, and then the 8, or on other board it would be like straight draw blocker. Basically, I would remember that all gut shots plus, put it that way, top pair, gut shot plus blockers. We just fire away and pot and stack off. I think that is what we can take away here. That is easy to remember and simple to implement. What about middle pair and gut shot? So if we change that to 7, and then we say that it's weaker than 9. No, for some reason it gives us aces here. Wait, what was it? No pair, and has no 2 pairs. 9, 7, 9, 3, 3, 7. Wait, you wanted the gut shot. 8, I mean 7, that also has what kind of gut shot? You want nutted gut shot? Or non-nutted? Like Jack 8? No. Like that's the best gut shot, and even with the best gut shot, we are checking and betting small. We shouldn't have 4 5s there. 8 5. 8-5. No, we shouldn't have those hands in our 3-betting range. So yeah, Jack 8, Jack 10, Jack 10 of course, Jack 10, Jack 10. Well, Jack 10 makes a difference, but feels to me that there are more backdoor flush draws here in the potting section. And it's what feels to me is more mixed now. But yeah, basically we could remember that there is a lot of potting as well with the middle pair. So ace jack 10 7, no backdoor, we check. Yes, but with a spade and the backdoor. Wait, what's the difference? That's a higher backdoor flush the blocker. No, that's the same here. Ace 10. I would just stick to top pair and gather. I feel like this is pretty clear, right? Yeah, top pair plus overcards and the spade blocker are all ready to go. Iro, welcome. Hey mate, which you like more, buckets or visions? I like them both. They both have their cons and pros, but I do like both. At the moment I have the option to use bucket still, so I use that. Like, I don't see reasons buying both, but because I'm currently a member of the mastermind and I get to use the bucket stool, I don't see reasons for purchasing visions. Although few months ago I was using visions, and I'm switching things back and forth, testing and trying out. But in the end, there is no difference which software do you use. It's all about the volume you put in and the quality of the volume. Yeah, top pairs and 3-bet. Yeah, top pair is the nuts. All right, let's move further. Still 20 hands to take. So what about this one? Let me refresh the poll. Check small pot with this one. We don't have a gutter with this one, but we do have middle pair, spade blocker, and 3 overcards. I think, well, I'm pretty sure with the 9 it would be. Well, actually, we don't have an ace or a king. Yeah, that's a check. What feels to me? Shadow Maniacs checks. I'm gonna check as well. No, no. I don't know if I wanna jump into research on the middle pair, but king check 7 with spade without spade draw. I don't know, it's like I don't get it when we check a hand like ace king queen 9, but then with the queen of spades. Oh wait, we had, yeah, there we had a top pair. That's right, that's right. That makes the difference. All right, yeah, here we do have like blockers to continue range, and we block 2 pairs, and even times we're gonna get called. So we wanna basically leverage the fold equity with in combination with blockers to continue range here. Check for sure helps here, 100%. Alright, I'm not gonna dive too deep into that, just gonna take the next one. This one is a killer. %. But you think it's more check or more bet, leaning towards small? Absolutely agree with you, because my reasoning would be because we unblock, like we don't have showdown value at the moment, and we also don't block any board pairs that can pay us. We want to start building a pot, and we can still get called by weaker flush draws, etc. In fact, there's no mixing, just bet 100%. Top 2 with no help at all. Just the almost the most naked top 2 pairs. Pot. That's gonna be crying stack, alright. I don't know. I really don't like. Wait, 3 bets, small blind versus button, right? So that's gonna hit button's range a ton, to be honest. Like, although not crying. Yeah, I never feel great in these spots, like top 2. Two pairs, some checking, some potting, and some betting small. No help from this chart. I don't feel good about potting here. I don't feel good. I would go for check in game. Yeah. I would go for check and see, try to hit a safe turn. It is, yeah, 100% check raise. Like, I would not slow play, no reason. I would just try to get the money in, but I don't like bet calling. I would rather go for check raising than bet calling. Here we have slightly better top 2 pairs, because now we also have, we don't have a pair, we have 2 overcards and backdoor flush draw. Maybe pots with a spade. Maybe 9-7 combos. Complete mix. With no spade, no diamond. Oh wait, let's take a look at that exact hand that we had. Ace, ace, 9. With no spade, no diamond. I mean, yeah, for sure. But then variations, we would pot with the blockers or backdoors. And bet small, inducing with the nut flush draw. That's a mix, yeah. but top 2 overall. Potting, yeah, with 10 of spade is like very relevant here. At least 10 of spades with an ace. Oh, these ones have a gut shot. So gut shot plus straight and flush draw blocker, or better, or gut shot or better. These are the thresholds for potting it with top 2, I would say. Yeah, just needed a blocker. So, all right. What about this one? I agree. Agree or disagree? It's still gonna be around. Top 2 that we are checking. I guess we badly need a spade, like any kind of spade here, to be betting. Yeah. So 2 pairs, top 2 with a spade is pretty much always a bet. And this just says already, wait, that is weaker than a, what is it, set of 7s, like that. What, really? I opened the chest and gave him 55 bucks, 22 scoop ticket and 2 key points. But you didn't see it, but they also actually took away 100 bucks from your bankroll to that chest. But it's not shown. So yeah, spade is really a thing here. With the flush draw, always betting small, makes a ton of sense. With one spade, we're always potting, and then we check the rest. Oh wow, this one seems to be way too strong. But again, we don't block board pairs. But we do have a 10 and 0 actually. I would check this one. This one is way too strong. I mean, not a big deal. Check or bet small. Like we never pot with this hand. I think. I mean, it's a mix. I don't know which one solver prefers, but I would mix sometimes and go for one line. Doesn't matter. Yeah. You can also see in EVs. EVs are really similar, so not a big deal. Ace 6 deuce, so overpair with the nut flush draw. I think I'm gonna pot it. I don't really block like 7, 9 or like straight draws. Like I do have 6, which blocks a little bit, but I think we've seen potting similar but slightly better hand like this one. there are many turns that I'm gonna be like end up guessing on, so I'd rather get the money in here. Makes sense. Jack 10 to 9. Shadow Maniac, you know the answer for this one, right? We've spent like 20 minutes researching similar spots. Top pair and a gutter. Or even over pair in this case. But we also block top pair. Have a gutter and the flush draw. And that's actually, that may differ from the one that we have looked into. I would actually just pot it here, to be honest. Ace Jack 10 deuce, so we have a gutter, Jack high flush draw, but no showdown value. Intuitively feels like a check call, but that also sucks a little bit. Check calling like Jack high flush draw here with no showdown value. We've seen similar hands with Queen high flush draw, bet in half pot, and then fold into a raise. That could also be the case here. Yeah, I don't like check calling. I don't like potting. Wait, we have. I think to be potting here, we would need at least like a board pair blocker. I think 7 would be like the lowest I would go for pot here with. So I would actually bet fold this hand in game. No, it does want to check this one. It's Jack 10 deuce. Spades. And no diamonds. No ace of spades. So there is a little bit of betting small. With the nut flush draw, we would just basically the nut flush draw and the nut gutter. We can also pot. But then do we like check, but yeah, we'll never fold this one. All right. Yeah, thanks Shadow Maniac for learning with me. See you later. Take care, mate. So here, having middle pair, open ender, the nut flush draw. I think all three options are viable. I think it's a mix. I think betting small, like I would lean more towards betting small here. That seems to be fine. Ace, ace, 5 deuce. with two not flush draw blockers, but no straight blockers. Can we check call this one? Don't think we should, but we do have showdown value here. We can check call and leverage our ace of. We just don't have enough blockers here. Maybe we should bet fold. Yeah, I think check calling is not an option. Like, we don't have good bluff catchers. So I would go for bet small and fold. There is some checking with this hand as well, but mostly betting small, which is completely fine. EV is again the same, so it's fine mix. Queen 8-4. I think we check in this one. We do have showdown value. We do have like flush draw. It's gonna be too strong to bet fold. Do you want to get it in? Not necessarily, because we can be dominated here by king or ace high flush draws, and the opponents can still have kings. We just want to start by checking, and then most likely gonna check call. No, we really want to pot it. What is that? Because of an 8? Queens. Queens with the flush draw. So you can see it's a pretty strong mix. So queens with the flush draw, mostly going for pot. So to be betting small, we would need backdoor flush draw or straight draw in form of open-ender. I'm not sure about gut shot. Is gut shot, I think, here? Yeah, jack 8. Okay, that makes sense, but what about the ones we check? Ace queen deuce. So we check with the ace or a king in our hand mostly, like all the rest are mixed. Ace king in 10. So overpair, not flush draw. It's blocking, having a 10 as a straight blocker. I don't know, feels like a mix between potting and betting small. Probably leaning towards potting. Yeah, it is a mix. And again, you can see EVs are the same, so just prefers betting small over potting. Ace 10 8 5, so we have no board pair blocker, but have open ender with the backdoor nut flush draw. I think we're gonna check this one. We don't have a spade. We really like need spades to be betting here. No, we don't need spades. We're just gonna bet fold this one because I don't see us bet calling this one. Without a spade, yeah, of course. You can see mostly checking the ace 10 8 combinations without a spades. King queen 10 10. Well, I think we're just gonna pot and stack off here. That seems to be the case. Queen queen 10 8, pretty much the same, or we can even bet small this time. I'm not sure which one is the right play. I think with so many backdoor options, we can justify betting small, but I think it's a mix, potting and betting small. I know. No mixing, yeah, just bet small. Not a big deal. Ace, ace, queen 6. I think the combination of having 6, ace of spades, and the backdoor flush draw makes us want to pot it and stack off. Interesting. Ace, ace, queen 6. We bet small. We turn it into a bluff and bet fold. We would call the backdoor diamond with 2 diamonds. Wait, but we also fold ace ace. Interesting. So how often do we, or let's put it this way, which aces? So spade that doesn't have flush draw. Which aces we bet fold? Aces with the spade blocker. Wow, there are many decent hands here. Ace, ace. Wow. ton of aces here, but folding, honestly speaking. Alright, ace, ace, queen 10. This hand is never going to bet fold. That I know for sure. I think we can bet small here. Also mix in some checks, but not the frequent ones, but EV is exactly the same. Ace king jack 5, having no showdown value. I think we're gonna start by checking, but then I think we're just going for the check call. Could that be the case? No, we just want to pot it. Is that the presence of the jack that makes the difference? So not flush draw. That is weaker than a 3 and does not have a pocket pair. Wait, weaker than 3 has a pair. Should I put deuce? Now that also has a pair. I'm not sure about the 6 syntax. How do I? No, wait, I can put a different syntax that doesn't have a 3, 7, or 9. There we go. And also doesn't have 3 spades. There we go. So we're gonna mostly mix checking and betting small, but then there is some potting with 3 overcards, what I can see, and a straight blocker, or some kind of straight blocker. Here we also have a gutter. With this hand we don't have a gutter. So 10-6 is already kind of makes sense. Ace king jack 4, pretty much similar hand. Ace king jack 4, potting it here, but 11% potting. But if we remove the jack, it makes it 20% less potting. So jack is relevant here, what I can see, and that was my question. All right, that's good to know and easy to remember as well. King king 6-6, no spade blocker. I believe we're just gonna check this one. Sixes shouldn't play that big of a role here versus button range. King king 6-6. Oh. No spade, no diamonds. Yeah, just folding. Too many bad runouts, and us having no blockers at all makes us want to fold the hand right away. King 6-5. So we have over pair of kings, second nut flush draw, and double gutter. I think it was, we had similar hand early and it was strong enough to go for small bet. That is correct. This hand is so strong that I can see us using all three options, like mixing all three options. I think this one specifically wants, like more likely wants to check, because we just block a ton of, well, at the same time we don't block straight rows that can cause and we Pixbo, hi, welcome. You're a little bit too late because that's actually the last hand we're gonna. Can I get your opinion on Odds Oracle? Odds Oracle? Wait, I think it's similar to Equilab, right? I haven't used it for quite a long time, I don't remember. Let me. Odds Oracle. I mean, what can I, that's the Pro Poker Tools. Yeah, that's pretty similar to, I mean, what kind of opinion you wanna get? It's a decent decent software, but decent software with some limitations. But I mean, if you have no different tools, certainly play with it. But honestly, I've never been a user of it. Like I've tried it a couple of times, but I intuitively I was more into Equilab. I don't know. It just, they're pretty similar. Probably Odds Oracle is even more complex and has more options, but I was really fine playing with the Equilab. It's soft from PokerStrategy.com site. Free one, by the way. So yeah, with this hand, I know we kind of need a little bit of protection versus two pairs, but at the same time, it's just like too strong. Like I can see us checking and betting. Doesn't really. Pixba, tell me, what do you want to do with this hand? Check or bet? I mean, we never pot with this hand. I believe that would be just insane. So I think it's mix between checking and betting small. All right, let's go for a small bet. Not a big deal. Yeah, this one is like with such a strong hand, but they also don't occur frequently in our range, so it's really not a big deal. As you can see here, if you can take a look at the weighted frequency, two pairs only are only 3% of our range, flop range. Sets 2%. So yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you for joining, Pigs. But sorry you were a little bit too late, but we're gonna do more of those studies for sure. And yeah, thank you for sticking around, for watching, for taking the quiz with me. Take care, have a great evening. I'm gonna see you later. Bye guys.